Well, hey there. We just finished our Wednesday group coaching call. Oh, I love those calls. I mean, they are like the best way to start the day because it just kind of starts you off on the right foot. You know exactly like what it is that you're feeling, why you're feeling that way, and you get to ask yourself like, is this the way I want to keep feeling, keep showing up, keep creating the results that I'm creating for myself? It just really like heightens your level of awareness. And so you can like exert choice. So I've got Amy Kell with me. She is one of our student teachers. We brought forward a lesson today, gave lots of great examples. And so I'm going to let Amy introduce herself, tell us why it is that you decided to go through the student teacher program, and then share a little bit about what the lesson was today on our group coaching call.
Thanks, Tracy. Today on our group coaching call, well, I should start. I decided to do the student teacher program just because it's something that I've always been interested in, how our brain works, why we think the way we think, how some people overcome really awful, difficult experiences and other people just can't. And they just don't have the bandwidth to do that. And how does our mind work, and how can we control our emotions and our thoughts and make our life what we want it to be intentionally. And so that was the lesson today. Was you started asking us about today is a good day, and I'm going to intentionally look for all the ways that it's going to manifest itself. And so, you start out your day starting from a positive rather than a negative, and looking for confirmation of those things, and being able to turn something that might be a negative or a challenge into a positive, and looking for the gift and opportunity in things. So many times we all have challenges in our life. We all have things that are difficult. But it's finding the positive in those and how you think about that. And it's a choice. You can either dwell in the negative and beat yourself up, or have that judge telling you can't, or this is too hard, or you're not good enough to do that. And being able to use your Prodigy brain to say, no, I can do these things, and I can learn from them.
Yeah.
And we talked a little bit, one of the people in the group gave an example of her husband is away with her sons fishing right now. And she's happy that she has some time to herself with her daughters, but she's also not necessarily, I shouldn't say looking forward to, but realizing when they come back, there's going to be added chaos to the life, their family life. And I think it's something to be able to acknowledge that we can hold two feelings at once. And so it's not just an either or situation. She can feel grateful that she's had this time with her daughters, but she can also be like, okay, it's going to be chaos when they come back, but that's okay too. And being able to embrace that and not disparage that.
Yeah. Yeah. And just really being kind of on the lookout of how that saboteur narrative, the kind of the judgy wudgy narrative has us judging ourselves, has us judging the husband and the kids that are about to re-enter the home, having us judge the circumstance. When you're aware that judge shows up quite frequently and almost by default, it's very unintentional, that kind of thinking, because it's very well practiced. You can find it a lot quicker. You don't have to suffer in that feeling of dread or whatever her feeling is. Like the way it was kind of teed up was like, oh, I'm kind of dreading them coming back home because it's going to be, chaos is going to ensue. Well, who wants to sit in dread for the remainder of the day? So she can give herself the empathy that she deserves. Of course, she's enjoyed the peace and quiet. So you can understand why she's going there, but she also has this choice of, do I want to kind of live out my day being driven from that feeling of dread, or would I like to live out my day with a feeling of, anticipation or curiosity? It doesn't have to be sliding down rainbows, but, if she decides that she doesn't want to feel this dread and show up in a way that creates unwanted results, she's got the power to do that. And that is like the belief that I love, that all of our clients, all of our students operate from, that they have control. They have choice and they have control. We provide the system and the playground for them to practice that. And so that's what these Wednesday calls are all about, is just let's shine a light on what's going on. Let's talk through it and let's practice it so that you can, catch those unwanted feelings faster and faster and faster.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I love that example that she gave, just because it's something that I think everybody can relate to.
I totally agree.
No
Right.
matter what situation you are in life, there's always situations like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes, we're talking about really big things, really significant events in people's lives. And sometimes we're talking about the insignificant things that, we would probably overlook in retrospect. But if you notice that you're feeling this sense of dread and you're showing up in that way, then, do yourself a solid and recognize it and put into play a very simple system that will have you operating from the other part of your brain that actually, creates intentional results. So that's what we do at Self-Made You. Thank you so much, Amy, for giving us all the examples, for showing up for all the calls. I so appreciate it. You made a significant impact today, I know for sure, with the examples and the lesson that you shared.
Thanks.
Yeah, we'll see you next week, guys.